Welcome to Tech News with Tori Street, your source for the latest and greatest in technology news. A common mistake that we're seeing in social media posting is seeing employees posting pictures of inappropriate workplace activities on their social media. At KFC here locally, we had made national news with a employee showing herself licking mashed potatoes. This is something that we've not just seen only in our area, but that we've seen across the country in restaurants like Taco Bell and McDonald's, where workers have been posting themselves doing inappropriate things, causing national media attention and potentially, most likely, altering their ability to gain employment after they are fired from their current position for the posting. These social media blunders aren't solely related to individual use. We've also seen an increase of companies misusing their social media outlets and posting inappropriate materials on those social media outlets. For example, the Red Cross posted this tweet. Ryan found 2 more 4-bottle packs of Dogfish Head's Midas Touch beer. When we drink, we do it right. Hashtag getting slizzard. Now, while this was a big mistake on the part of American Red Cross, where an employee obviously got their personal Twitter mixed up with their work Twitter, despite this blunder, the Red Cross and their employee were able to take quick action and tweet out apologies, not only from the American Red Cross account, but also from the personal account of the employee that accidentally posted that tweet. They made light of this whole situation, and it was quickly kind of just swept under the rug. Another good thing that also came from it is that Dogfish Head, the beer company, saw this tweet and decided to get involved with the Red Cross efforts. And using the hashtag Getting Slizzard, they were able to raise a ton of money to go towards the Red Cross efforts. So this created a surplus of donations and ended up in the end being a positive because it was handled so well on the part of Red Cross and its employee. This just goes to show that it is possible to bounce back from social media mishaps as long as you take action immediately and recognize that a mistake was made. It also doesn't hurt that they raised money for a good cause. Another issue that we've come across in the social media world is seeing these social media outlets use their resources inappropriately. Back in 2012, Facebook quietly tweaked the news feed of about 1.9 million users before the election so that those users would see more hard news shared by their friends. Based on the studies that they did from this, let's call it an experiment, they think that this change may have boosted voter turnout by as much as 3%. For the study, news articles that Facebook users' friends had posted appeared higher in their news feeds. The stream of status updates, photos, and articles that show up when you first sign on to the site. The researchers wanted to see whether increasing your exposure to news stories shared by the friends before an election would convince you to vote. Facebook then said that these news stories were being shared in general, and they were general in nature, so they weren't political. They came from a list of 100 top media outlets from the New York Times to Fox News. Facebook shared these results with some academics, but it said they did not publicly disclose the experiment until a site called Mother Jones revealed its existence because the researchers are planning to publish an academic paper based on their findings. A big issue that this brings up was this ethically sound of Facebook to do? To experiment on these users without their permission, to change what they see every day without getting consent from them. A Facebook spokesman told Huffington Post that the company in 2012 had tested users' newsfeed to see how some users engaged when general news stories shared by their friends were given slightly higher rankings. The company then conducted a voluntary online survey to see if their experiences made them more likely to engage in civic affairs. This revelation of the voter experiment comes 4 months after the social network was criticized for conducting a separate psychological experiment on about 700,000 users. In that experiment, which also took place in 2012, Facebook tweaked many users' feeds to emit positive or negative words and then tried to measure their emotional response, also without their knowledge. So the big issue here is that Facebook is manipulating what users see and taking data from what they say without their permission, and this is what has sparked controversy. Over the weekend, some Twitter users expressed concern that Facebook had conducted yet another experiment on its users without telling them. One Twitter user called for more disclosure and transparency. So while Facebook is a great tool for connecting, it's also important to know that everything that you put out there is potentially being used for another purpose. This has been Tech News with Tori Street, bringing the latest tech news to you. Thanks for joining us this evening.